leading into 16, 18, and everything else, the NBA has recently come out with, after the injury, I think they talked about it beforehand, earlier in the year or before the season started. But after this, they made it a point to touch on they were looking into lowering the age at which you can enter the NBA draft. So I think they're considering bringing it back down to 18. I think there was another stipulation or something like you had to at least, for right now, the way it is you have to complete at least 1 year of college as well as be above the age of 18. So technically, if you was a smart athlete when you was in high school and you graduated at the age of 16, you were stuck for at least 2 years. Chips, I'm going to let you lead off because I know you had a point to make as far as with your other points. What you got with the age lowering and, what the NBA is trying to do?
Oh, shit. All this debating. I love it, though. Kind of threw me off. But I think the NBA should do it. I think the NBA should lower the age, and that on top of letting students be paid through endorsements, which was, an idea that I had, would take all the pressure off the NCAA being labeled as being, using the student athlete for their profit only. I just think it gives high school students better options, more options, to decide their own fate and own future, and allows them the opportunity to make money if they want to make money immediately. If they feel they're ready to do that, lower that age, let it come in. I don't know why the NBA went away from players coming out of high school, but I do know one of the arguments was that the NBA was getting watered down with talent, as far as talent goes, because so many kids were coming out early and weren't ready, and it was kind of making basketball boring to some people. I don't necessarily agree with that. I still found the NBA as exciting. If I'm not mistaken, that was in the days when my Knicks had players like Sprewell and them, and the Allen Houstons or whatever. So it was still exciting to me. But I think if the NBA does that, it gives, again, the student athlete opportunity to have his fate in his own hand and make profits off his own talent, which I think we all agree they should be allowed to do.
Let me ask you one question. And this is not the debate. I just want to know your opinion on it. Mm-hmm. Since it's a separate entity, do you feel like it's the NBA's responsibility to alleviate that pressure of that staple or that title from the NCAA?
No, I don't think it's their responsibility. No.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted to know, since that was a part of what you brought up. I wanted to ask how you felt.
I don't think it's their responsibility, but I think I do know that the NBA and NCAA do correspond over things like this on a regular basis, on different issues when it comes to student athletes. So I don't see why they couldn't work in conjunction to alleviate this problem of the student athlete being paid.
What you got, Pop?
PH, what you got, PH? Nah, I want to hear what PH said. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think the NBA do have some responsibility in doing that, because listening to the radio earlier, Jalen Rose brought up a little point. European players can play in the European League, which is so-called stronger and better than the NCAA, at like the age of 14, and play until they're 18 and just come straight to the league. In some cases 17 or whatever the case may be. But there's no legal blocking or anything for them to come over to the NBA to get drafted. But here, you have to be 1 year out of high school to be drafted. And like they're playing in real leagues with grown men getting going against way better talent. And the second thing is, like, playing in high school, rules is different, time play is different, there's no shot clock. Then college, you have to play with another set of rules. and it's totally different from high school to college, and then from college to the NBA. It's again different rules, different lines, different everything. EuroLeague, everything is just like the NBA, pretty much. Same rules, same shot clock, same everything. They get better. What's the word I'm looking for? They get better prepared for the NBA in Europe than they do get prepared here.
Here meaning
groomed a lot better.
Okay, I'll give you that.
When you say here, you mean college?
From high school to college, from high school to the NBA.
You mean just like the complete amateur program period that we have in the United States? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like the trek from playing high school basketball to making it to the NBA draft. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of hurdles that they don't have in Europe. And maybe the NBA don't have a responsibility to, I guess, make the NCAA do things different, or have that one and done, or even eliminate the one and done. I just think that overall, they should have the players do what they want to do and play however, or get into the league whenever they want. What you got, Pop?
So I think that I think part of the reason why this is why I'm not a fan of NCAA at all, because I feel like part of the reason why the NBA went away from the coming out of high school is because of how NCAA treats the athletes. Why is it that if I declare for the NBA, I can't go to college anymore? I didn't get paid. I just declared for the draft. Nobody picked me. So why can't I go to college now and play basketball? That makes absolutely no sense. Makes zero sense. So at the time, the NBA didn't have a backup plan. They have one now. So now you could be Jermaine O'Neal, and maybe, although he got drafted, let's say he don't get drafted, maybe the Trailblazers say, you know what, let's pick him up and put him in the G League and develop him there. We have a place to put him now to develop them. And like what PH was saying, we can groom him with NBA rules against men, against with real coaching. There's a place for that now where they didn't have that before. And in the past, if that kid went and said, you know what, I'm going to the draft, man, we poor, we don't got nothing, I'm throwing it out there. They saying I might get picked in the second round. Fuck it. That's better than not getting paid in college. And then they don't get drafted. Now they don't have the scores to go to college for education. They don't have the money to pay for college. They can't play basketball in college. Now that kid life possibly ruined because these NCAA is trying to put you between a rock and a hard place. It's either you better make sure you're going in that first round. You better make sure you're getting drafted, because if not, don't come back running to us, because you can't. We're not looking out for you.
I ain't trying to cut you off, though. I never understood why baseball you can get drafted and then still go to school. Like, nah, I don't want to play for that team.
Because it makes sense.
Huh?
It makes sense.
No. I understand. I'm just saying.
Can you imagine how much of the man Kyler Murray was on campus, having like $2 million in his bank account?
Word, son. Yo, he got drafted, got bread, and said, "Nah, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to school. I see y'all later."
That was the next thing I was about to go to. Why can't you get picked by the I don't know, what's the G League team? What's the New York G League team?
Westchester Knicks.
Why you can't get drafted by the Westchester Knicks?
I was gonna say Brooklyn Cyclones, but that's baseball.
Nah, they the Long Island Nets, I think. Why you can't get drafted by the Westchester Knicks and still go to school? You work, you play basketball.
Triple A, son.
You play basketball for the Westchester Knicks and still go to school and get an education. Why can't you do both? Why does it have to be one or the other? Like, it makes absolutely no sense.
Stupid rule.
And that's why there's no slack for the NCAA with me. And that's why I'm like, it doesn't even matter. Like, we debating about how they should get paid. Fuck that. Let's just get them paid. Let's just get to that. Let's get them paid.
I think that would be a boring ass segment if we just we all agree they should get paid. I think how they should get paid makes the exciting segment for the fans and viewers to watch.
No, because yelling on top of each other isn't exciting either.
That shit was exciting. I don't know. It got my shit.
He said my heart was racing.
That shit was exciting, bro. Nobody want to hear everybody say, "Yeah, we agree. Let's move on."
That's what we're doing right now. We all agree that the age rule should be 18.
Well,
but I'm really interested in that statement you made. If that was part of the reason why they got rid of the coming straight out of high school, because of the kids not getting drafted and not being able to go back to play college basketball, football.
In the last segment, I was saying how there was a bunch of kids coming out. You said it's not much in comparison. Cool, it's not much in comparison, but it still was a lot. It was still a lot of kids doing it.
No, I know that.
And they ended up maybe completing one contract, maybe completing one contract, maybe getting a contract, because there was no fallback. And they have the fallback now. They have the G League now. They have a place where you can develop kids. They getting paid something, and that something is a lot more than what they would have been getting paid. And man, fuck college basketball. That's how I feel.
So I would say,
did you give your opinion?
No, not yet. So
okay.
Yo, if all of them dudes in college basketball was in the G League would be rocking right now. We don't need fucking college basketball.
So here's what I agree it needs to be lowered. I don't feel like it should have ever gone up. But I also feel like kids should be able to control their future a lot more. If you really believe in yourself, fuck it. You don't gotta go to college. Go overseas. Brandon Jennings did it, and look at what his career turned out to be. He believed in himself. He backed it up because he had the game. Now, granted, everybody wouldn't turn out that way, and I know that. But he went overseas. He said, "You know what? I don't want to do the NCAA. I don't feel like that's for me. I'm gonna go overseas. I want to make money now to better my situation, which everybody's situation is different. But it worked.
And he ain't the only one either.
Yeah. So, granted, there's other kids that are the complete opposite. I'm gonna go overseas, and then I'll be back, and they still overseas 15 years later, and they the man overseas though, but they still over it.
A lot more than the Brandon Jennings.
So it's a give or take, but I feel like being able to have control of your destiny once you get to the age of 18 or once you graduate high school is important, and being able to make smart decisions is important. I feel like we're so worried about, I think the big thing was, outside of everything that you guys said about kids going from high school to the NBA was, they're still kids. They're not ready for this type of life. You're not a kid anymore, though. Like, you got to grow up. At this point, you're making money to feed your family, start your future. Like, this is your career, literally, because this is what you've grown up practicing, taking all these jump shots since you was 10 or however old. You're an adult now because you're no longer in school. At some point, you got to start being held to the fire and making adult decisions that are going to either better you or you're going to have to succumb to the circumstances. or the consequences. It's just a part of life. It's a part of making decisions. But I think that's a part of us trying to coddle these kids. Personally, that's just my opinion. Man up. Take care of what you got to take care of. Make the right decisions. Granted, everybody doesn't. So it's a give or take. But yeah, I agree. The age definitely should have never gone up. again, to me, it was just a whole ploy on them trying to control what people actually did. They was tired of black kids getting out of the hood. I don't know.
And
Probably.
then I don't know if you were saying this like as if it was a con or not, but going overseas and not coming back but having a career, that's not a bad thing. It's not
not as if it was a negative. No.
Like, it might not turn out the way you wanted it to, your dream, but you made a career for yourself.
Look at your man Stephon Marbury. He the king of China, boy. Statues and everything. Museum.
That's not a like the alternative is you go to college and then don't get drafted. And then what?
Yeah. Or get hurt and you rap.
Exactly. Listen, man, some people don't have that in them to wait. Like, unfortunately, a lot of kids be the meal ticket for people's families. And all of that be on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
From 13, you going to the NBA.
What was the aunt name from He Got Game?
Word.
Uncle was like, me and your aunt got dreams. We got hopes, ambitions. We can't want better.
Yeah, so my last point that I want to make on these two topics, because they kind of touch hand in hand, is we all agree that student athletes should be paid. We all agree that the NBA should lower the age group. But I think everybody's screaming, they should be paid or this should happen. We have to think about all the semantics behind it. We can't, like you said, Pop, just say they should be paid and that's it. That's a blanket statement. Because you know why? That leads into another 10 years or 15 years debating on how to pay these students athletes. It all has to happen together because people are not saying that they should get paid. Like somebody in the NCAA should agree that the kids need to get paid and then take however long to figure out how they get paid. As long as y'all say they should get paid.
All right, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
From what you think, do you think NCAA is thinking, they should get paid, but we don't know how to do it?
No, I don't. I don't think that. I don't think that. I'm just saying when you say let's just start with, they need to get paid.
But that's my point. The fact that they don't even want to pay them, they need to start thinking way. Once they start thinking that way, and then they can come up with a plan on how to pay them. But if you feel,
but you say, and then they can come up with another plan. Hold on. But when you say that, I'm just saying that, and then can take another 10 years.
No, because what I'm trying to say,
it all has to happen together. That's what I'm saying.
It does happen together, but they have to think it first. Yeah, I'm not saying think it and then leave it alone.
And
let them get to the point where they think that, and then they come up with the plan.
Am I ready to say that everybody that works within the NCAA that will make those decisions feels like? No, I think there may be some people in there that say, these student athletes should be getting paid. But it's a process. You end up with a situation like the fucking war.
I don't think none of them
security.
I don't think they want to pay them.
You don't think nobody in the NCAA
the people that matter don't want to pay them is what I think.
I mean, I don't know. I disagree. I think somebody may feel like at least one or two people might feel like, these kids need to be paid. But you know what I mean? It's a fucking diplomacy and shit works out a certain way. It's just like I was listening to a show earlier and somebody made a point. I can't remember what show it was. I can't remember what show it was. It was not a well-known show. It was just like I think it was like a fucking podcast somebody was listening to, whatever. But somebody said, it would be just like the fucking the wall and border security. Like everybody agrees like we need better border security, but we just not letting Trump come in and say we need to build a 20-foot wall. You know what I'm saying? Now, we need more border security, but how are we going to do it? You know what I'm saying? How do you want to do it? The way you want to do it, we ain't fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? So then we got to debate on how, and it all plays a part in that decision making. You know what I'm saying?
But that's fine as long as they trying to come to a agreement on fixing that. I don't think that they're trying to come to an agreement on fixing that in college.
But I feel you, but I just don't want it to happen that way. I don't know if Yeetity and PH agree. I feel like if they decide that they want to, the kid needs to get paid, I think it needs to happen immediately. Like I don't want to
disagree with that, son.
So that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying you disagree with that. I'm just saying that's what they made. I feel like the way you're saying it, like to start here, you can't just start here because it's no start and then however long it takes. I'm just saying how it sounds to me. That's all. And you might not be meaning it that way. I'm just saying how it sounds to me. But back to my original point, when we think about this, we also need to think about all the semantic that goes along and all the Pandora boxes that it opens. Like E.T. was talking about the Brandon Jennings. There's not many Brandon Jennings that's going to make it. This goes back to a debate that we was having when, I don't remember what we was talking about. I know we was talking about something about high school kids. And my fear for high school kids chasing money.
It was the kid that went and did the internship.
Yeah, the internship. So it goes back to that. I just don't want these kids because, and I bring this up because of what Yeethy said about the, they're adults. No, they're not really adults, fam. They're still 18-year-olds. And they're 18-year-old kids that have an immense amount of pressure and maybe pressure to make a decision which really may not be the best decision for them, talent-wise, education-wise, whatever. So I don't think you could just throw that blanket statement out there like, yo, man up. Nah, every 18-year-old ain't the same. Every 18-year-old ain't ready to man up. You know what I'm saying?
I find it funny that you're saying that, but you were in agreement that the age need to be lowered. You're sort of contradicting, but I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm going to let you...
No, it's not arguments. You're bringing up a point.
It's going to be.
No, it don't have to be. It don't have to be.
It's not going to be. I'm just bringing that up. Just that, to me, that's sort of contradicted. Saying that you're wanting it to be brought back down to 18 years old, but then say, but they're still kids. And
Sir, can I go back to my original statement?
Sure, you cut me off. Go ahead.
My original statement is, because you're calling me contradictive, like you can't say something.
No, I'm saying the comments that you're making are contradictive.
It's not. If you think about, if you listen to my host, it's not contradictive. All I said is you cannot throw blanket statements out there without thinking about all the semantics and the Pandora boxes that might be open. That's all I'm saying, sir. I'm not saying I disagree with you or whatever it shouldn't be. I'm just saying I agree that it should be, but we have to think about plans and other things to go along with it. So I'm not going to. Go ahead, Pop.
The reason why I would say it's not contradictive is because, yes, the age because at 18 you should be allowed to make decisions, but that don't mean you're an adult just because you can make a decision because of your age. Like the 18 is just that.
No, not necessarily just because of your age, but also your situation. Like if they're 18 going into their career, then that's different. That's not just, I hit 18, yes, boom, I'm good.
But that might not be.
That's different.
No. I know, I get what you're saying. But what Chips is saying is he wants the age limit to be lower, but that doesn't mean that they're still kids. That doesn't mean that they're not kids. They're still kids. Like at 18, when somebody want to go to college, they still need some type of advice. Like, should I go to this school, that school? Like, you still need help.
This all boils down to one thing.
But the option should be there. The option should be available. It's
all boiling down to one thing. How old is 15 really?
Stupid. I wonder how many people don't even know that joke.
I'm just saying,
Why you had to go there? Again, in views of only.
Oh man, Jesus. I'm just saying, Dave Chappelle said it best, my man. Top 5 favorite comedians for me, man. With that, let's get into the NBA, man. Let's jump into some real professional basketball talk. As I don't even know what this dude got on his head, man. All right. So in the NBA right now, you know, first day back from All-Star break, and we got two streaks right now. One is a per game streak, and the other one is a per season streak right now that we got going on. James Harden. Anybody quick fast while I'm talking? Can you give me the numbers on how many games he's at?
31, I think it is.
All right, go ahead and check that while I'm talking. But James Harden has had a 30-point game streak going on now for majority of the goddamn season. And it's definitely not like he's barely scoring 30. He's doing it, you know, sometimes scoring in excess of 50. And, you know, it's definitely looking unreal.
31
games? Perfect. Thank you. 31 games now, scoring 30 or more points. And it's unreal. Surprisingly, being that we're talking about this earlier today, while, you know, getting ready for work, listening to XM radio, and I was listening to the radio, and they had a topic where dudes are actually, like, in other professional athletes are complaining about James Harden as far as getting away with traveling, foul baiting, as far as, like, you know, ticky-tack fouls and, you know, all of that, as well as, you know, their game style as the Houston Rockets being directed around just him and only him. So I found that interesting. They must have knew what we was talking about today or something, but, you know, we're going to talk about it better. But also in comparison, Russell Westbrook now is on the verge of averaging a triple-double, but not once, not twice, but now their third season in a row.
He also got a streak, 11 straight games with triple-doubles too. Don't leave that out.
I don't care about that. I care about the whole season. I don't care about
that definitely makes a difference too, fam.
He broke that. That was a record too.
Broke a record.
Yeah, he broke that record too.
But on that note, which one do you guys think is more impressive? Pop, you go first this time.
Well, I'm probably the wrong person to go first with because I don't respect neither one of the streaks. Neither one of them is impressive to me, and so I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't care about neither one of the streaks. Russell Westbrook. I don't know how much y'all watch, but he has a lot of scoring assists, if that makes sense. Where
I know what you mean.
He's looking to score. He's not looking to set up a play. He's not playmaking. He's going to score, and he can't. They stop him from scoring, and he has no choice but to pass the ball. This isn't a total knock because he still has to do it, but it's not like impressive to me. Like, it's not like I feel like he's not seeing the floor. Like, oh, this person about to be open. Let me hit him. Shot made. It's more like, yo, I'm going 100 miles per hour. Oh, I got to stop. Oh, somebody's open. And he passes the ball. Person make the shot. His rebounding, I hate when guards take rebounds away from the big men. I hate it 100%. They right there. They have the ball. And you come saying, there's a video, I'm going to try to find it and post it, where they show how many times he's running in from the free throw line to steal rebounds from his big men. Not like long rebounds or they're boxing out, they're fighting the box out and the ball is loose and he come get it. He's legit stealing rebounds from his own teammates. And them numbers look wonderful, but guess what? Steven Adams and Noel, they get paid to get rebounds. And they should be averaging more rebounds, but you out here want to continue this streak. You know what's going on. They busy looking up like this. I need 3 more rebounds, 2 more assists. All right. They know what they doing. James Harden, I respected it a little bit more until that last game where he was still on the court. The game was out of hand. He hit the three, and then they took him out the game. He got 30, and they took him out. Come on, fam. Like, what are we doing this for? Like, that is that important to you? You having a wonderful season. You don't need to be out there with 15 seconds left, the game in hand, so that you can keep the streak going. That's corny. That's really corny. And you said that whatever you was listening to, I don't think that takes away from his streak, but I could see why people don't like his game. He gets away with so much. They don't call travel. They don't call his push-offs. All of these crossover push-offs that's on the highlights, everybody ignores the push-off that goes with the crossover, and they just see the step-back three. Like, I could see why other professionals is like, y'all don't see this? Y'all don't see the illegal stuff that he's getting away with so that he could accomplish some of this stuff? If I had to make a choice, I'm gonna go with the triple-double is more impressive if I have to make a choice. The league is easier to score in, and it's not easy what he's doing. I'm not saying that, but it's easier to score in the league, and not that many people get triple-doubles. And so for somebody to average, the only person to average it 2 times, I gotta give him that if I have to pick a choice. But I don't respect either one of them. What I got?
So you like MJ? MJ like 6 wings, motherfucker.
Nah, I don't respect that nigga.
That was corny.
Word, that was mad corny.
Get out of here.
Why is that corny, son? Everything can't
It's gonna be corny when everybody bring up Bill Russell and all his rings.
Because why you gotta be why I gotta be self-centered? Talk about these new guys. They asking you about them.
Yeah, fuck them. The NBA soft now. You saying it yourself. The NBA soft now. That's the only reason why motherfuckers can average and do all this type of shit they doing. Because nobody can hip check a motherfucker or hit a nigga in the throat. Paul.
Yo, you're right.
Yo, you go for the.
I feel like MJ just trying to hold on to his.
I feel like
make sure the kids don't take LeBron over him.
I feel like MJ is keeping it real. MJ ain't never give a fuck about what nobody thought. He said what he feel, and he just saying what these little motherfuckers out here doing today. It ain't the same, bro. They wouldn't be able to do it back when I did it, bro. I feel like that's what he's saying.
Well, what's your opinion, Chips? Which one is more impressive?
The walk to school in the snow took longer. Like, all right, old, all right, man. Nobody want to hear your old stories, old man.
Facts.
Yo, I know youngins that be like, y'all talk about MJ. He was playing janitors. He was going against janitors. They like, y'all hype that he made a 3-point over Craig Elo. Who the fuck is Craig Elo? Yo, they be going ham, and I can't dispute it though, because who the fuck is Craig Elo?
All right, let me answer the basic question, then I'll go into breaking everything down. I think the triple-double streak is more impressive. Here's my reason. James Harden's streak got started when he was the only option on Houston. So I don't know how many shots he was taking per game. I don't know if it's how it's percentage. I don't know how many threes, how many, bullshit N1s he got, how many free throws he took. When you have the ball in your hand that much and you're allowed to shoot, and this is just like blatant. D'Antoni, like, he got the ball, he do what he want. That is our offense right now. He had the green light, he taking advantage of it.
Green light?
He had all 3 of them. Like, the shit wasn't working. But I think he knows, and that team knows that they're not going to win nothing playing that way when it comes down to it. So to me, no, I think he said it. I think he gave an interview where he said that, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
So I think if you have the ball, you take those many shots, and you control what happens on the offensive. It's easy to score 30, especially in this NBA where, like you said, or you and Yeti says, he's getting away with the travels and the push-offs, and he does the thing where he swings his arm up and somebody's arm is here, and going to the free throw for two foul shots. To get a triple-double in the NBA is not easy. And I get what Pop is saying. We all know Russell Westbrook chases his triple-doubles and his stats, but he still has to do it. I don't think that's an easy feat at all. Even though if he might steal 1 or 2 rebounds, he's getting 8 solid rebounds or 7 solid rebounds. So I definitely think that's more of a difficult task, and I'm more impressed with that. So I think that's really all I got on that standpoint. But I wanted to touch on what Pop said about Russell Westbrook. I don't know if I'm going to be mad at a player for charging in and trying to get rebounds, whether you're the shooting guard or the point guard or the big man. I want you to go after the ball. You want players like that, that's hungry like that, for stats or whatever, that's going to help your team win. No?
I'm not saying whoa, who got the echo? I'm not saying I'm mad at him for the effort. What I'm saying is, if your big man has the rebound, let him get the rebound. Let him be rewarded. Stop taking his stats away from him to pad yours. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't gang rebound, don't help rebound. When it's clear that Steven Adams and them is right here, and you colliding with them to grab a rebound, that's unnecessary.
He don't be seeing them. He just be seeing the ball.
That's a fact. I believe that. 100%. He just see red, like up 7.
Oh man.
I don't want that to be confused. This is specifically about the streak. I'm just saying why I don't really respect the streak. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get rebounds and all of that. I'm not saying it's easy neither. I'm just saying I don't really respect it.
So I agree with Pop. I don't give a fuck about either one of them. I literally legit hate both.
This is why y'all ain't want to talk about this is why y'all ignore my suggestion, me. Y'all could have told me that. I would have went along with it if that's what you would have said.
Yo, legit, like James Harden, I hate his streak because he was interviewed saying, "Oh, it's out of necessity. I know this isn't going to produce winning and championship basketball, yada, yada, yada." But then you got situations where Pop said, like, the game is done. And you're in just to hit a 3? You know how many fights have almost started because lesser-named dudes have went and laid the ball up while time was running out, and dudes tried to press them because they wasn't big names? But just because you James Harden and you going for the streak now, I can't press you? I'd have punched him right in his face on court. We'd have been Ron Artest all over again.
No,
like,
you'd have been
Chris Charles.
Rondo.
I'd have been suspended, period. Like, they'd have got me about it. They'd have been like, no, he's the money. But but like that's corny to me. That's corny. Like literally, like you're averaging over 30, but you're taking like 20 free throws a game. You're getting away with like 2 additional steps every move that you make. Like, come on, man. Like, something got to give. Like, of course you're going to average that. You only got to hit 5 layups. But then when you throw in, okay, I made 3 other 3-pointers, it's not much. Russell Westbrook, I hate his too. Because throughout these last 3 seasons, I have literally, like to Pop's point where he's like going stealing rebounds, I've literally seen Steven Adams look up, they be on a free throw line, the ball will come right to him. He'll back up and let it hit the ground so Russ could come get it and get the rebound.
Word.
Like, it makes no sense to me. Absolutely none at all. And it adds up to nothing. That's not basketball.
Unless there's a stipulation in your contract that's gonna get you paid, then I'm all for it.
Nah, no, we cannot do that. We can.
Oh, yes, I can.
Look,
if you gonna get paid extra for triple double, go get it, man.
Listen, he's like, yo, why you gonna fuck up our point?
No, go get your money, man.
Nah, you can't do that, son.
Why not? They'll cut you. They'll cut you so that they under the luxury cap. So why you can't go get some extra rebounds to add to your luxury cap?
And then you gonna respect it?
Hell yeah! You going for the bag? Hell yeah! Nah, that's a whole different ball game right there.
Nah, man. Nah, man.
I respect you going after your paper, blood.
Nah, fuck out of here, son.
That shouldn't have been a part of your terms and conditions. You should have renegotiated.
I didn't think about it.
You should have renegotiated
that shit.
Nope.
Like, wait a minute. What if he say, yo, what if I ask for a triple double? You give me extra $5 million? So he's like, yeah, you ain't doing that. All right. Yo, Steven, I got you with a cool meal. Let me grab a couple of them joints.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. He probably was telling Steven Adams, listen, fam, yo, Christmas is coming up, fam. I got you. Let me get these rebounds.
Too many times you see him darting in. He'll have a clear layup and then be like, nope, I need the assist. Like, no. It's corny. It's not, you know what I mean? If it was natural and if it was, you know, organically in the game, like as far as the process of the game or the flow of the game, then that's one thing. But nah, and that's for both of them. Like, I can't swing with it. PH?
Me personally, I don't like James Harden. I hate him. Hate his beard. Hate his sneakers. I hate his jersey number. I don't like that black mother.
How you hate his jersey number?
Whatever. James Harden. I just don't like him, son. I don't like him. I don't like him.
I hate 13.
But Russell, like Chip said, man, triple doubles is not easy to get. Trying to get them, not trying to get them, pushing it hard to get it. Even people that's been trying to get triple doubles or was trying to average triple doubles, it hasn't been done. One person averaged a triple double in the league, one before Russell Westbrook, and now he's done it twice in the league. Yeah, I understand. You know, he's stat chasing or whatever the case may be, but even the people that want a stat chase can't even get to this point. Scoring, assists, rebounds, it don't matter. I mean, I get that y'all saying that, you know, he corny for stealing rebounds or he fake scoring, passing to get these assists. I still respect. I respect his more than James Harden's streak. James Harden, like, taking all them shots, getting all them free throws, his shuffle step back three.
Spinneroo.
Yep. Oh yeah, the spinneroo. I forgot that. I forgot the spinneroo. But he gets away with murder, man, murder. And it's like after every game, the next day you see Instagram posts of him doing some crap, walking for the fourth time in the game. I mean, it's crazy, crazy. And still, fuck that nigga. Damn, I said it. Jesus Christ.
I want to point out James Harden got 3 fouls in the first quarter. They better not start calling him different now. You can't do that in the last 25 games, man. That's corny.
I don't care. Be corny. Call them fouls now. Right?
I mean, yeah, you want them to call fouls on the man. Like,
I want them to do that from the beginning.
Well, they didn't. So now you just say
they had a meeting over the All-Star break to start calling fouls, fam. That's all. The refs all met up and said, listen, we can't be letting him rock like that. Second half of the season, we call him more fouls.
They said we getting too much heat.
Word.
That might be the truth.
It could be that, or they like LeBron said he making his playoff push, so we got to make sure he win game one.
Exactly. Word.
Yo, Next segment, man.